Ladies and gentlemen, first let me thank the organizers. You are doing a great job. My name is Hermann. I have been covering as editor for the German daily Frankfurter Allgemeine the Middle East and Turkey for 35 years, and I'm covering the Hizmet movements since 30 years. 20 years in Turkey, 10 years in Germany. The Hizmet movement has started in Turkey, that's the birthplace, but Anatolian soil produced a marvelous tree, and it was spreading to other countries. It was spreading mainly to Germany. Germany has more members and followers of the Hizmet movement than any other country, except, of course, Turkey. I want to talk not just about the contribution of the refugees of the Hizmet movement, but in general what the Hizmet movement has contributed to the society in Germany. Germany has a population of 84 million people. 25 million of them are either immigrants or having descendants from immigrants. And with 3 million, the Turks are the biggest group. 1.6 million of them have German. 1.6 million of them have a German passport, and the Turkish originated German citizens are well integrated thanks to the work also of Hizmet. So that brings me to my first point, the successful integration of the Turkish migrants to German society. And the second pre-remark is they have widened their focus and apply what they have learned in this first step to other migrants, most recently from those from Syria. First, I would like to start with a brief history of Hizmet in Germany, starting in 1989. 1989, followers of Mr. Gulen, whom we also know by his honorary title, Hoca Efendi, are starting to meet in sohbet groups. And they want to establish a new mosque, but they discover there's no need for mosque, there's need for education, and so they refigure their agenda and they take actions. In 1990, establishment of an editorial office of the Turkish newspaper Zaman and a special edition for Germany. 1992, the first educational institution, first tutoring courses publicly recognized. 2001, the first institution for dialogue in Munich. 2004, the first secondary school opened in Stuttgart. 2013, an umbrella group of all these diverse movements, institutions, initiatives is being established in Berlin, being used as a bridge builder between the migrant society and politicians and society, just to organize as the understanding and the contacts. 2013 also, the start of the persecution of the Hizmet movement in Turkey, and since then roughly 50,000 members of them, most of them illegally, have left Turkey and have settled in Germany. Most of them are university graduates. They learn German quickly, and most of them are working since then in their original profession in Germany. The advantages of Germany is close to Turkey, security, no extradition to the regime in Turkey, and Germany a free society with problems all other European countries have presently. 2016, the turning point. Turkey becomes a country of repression, and in Germany the movement is opening up. More people of non-Turkish background are integrated, are coming to the movement, and also, very interestingly, a new second generation is growing within the Hizmet movement with the German mindset and organizing the global networking of Hizmet. So, second point, the contribution to the German society, to integration and dialogue, a remarkable contribution to integration and the culture of dialogue. I want to highlight 5 points. Let's start as a journalist with media. One of the very few quality newspapers of Turkey had been Zaman. And their German edition was, differently from other Turkish newspapers, encouraging the integration of migrants into the German society and was reporting positively about the country. They have contributed to the culture of reading by distributing books through the subscription to the newspaper. Second point, education. Supporters of Mr. Gülen run presently above around 30 private schools, which are part of the public school system. Until 2016, most of the students came from Turkish origin, but from fear of reprisal by the Turkish state, many parents withdrew their kids. So the schools were opened up to students of non-Turkish origin. And the school still tells a lot for which the Hizmet movement stands for: commitment. I rarely see in a German public school teachers as committed as they are in the Hizmet schools. The parents committed in extracurricular activities so that the kids do more than just sit in the study rooms. And so the German government recognizes these achievements by covering from, let's say, 67 to 99% of the costs of these schools by the German taxpayers. Third element, interfaith dialogue. Although the Hizmet movement sees itself not as a religious movement, but as a civil society movement and a grassroots movement, it is also, of course, a religious movement. And this is shown by the so-called House of One in Berlin. 3 monotheistic religions came together, joined forces to build this House of One. With the synagogue, we have heard, with the synagogue, church, and the mosque, and the representatives go into schools, go into public life to teach about their religions, to reduce the prejudice against them, to be a place of context for the politicians, for public decision makers. Another point, interfaith dialogue. Members of the Hizmet movement invite in Ramadan neighbors, friends, other people to sit down with them and to break the fast iftar in the home. In Ramadan last year, there had been more than 60,000 invitations. Another example, the yearly Noah festival. Prophet Noah is prophets to all 3 monotheistic religions once a year. We come together on a ship, on a river, just to celebrate our common memories of the Prophet Noah. So media, education, interfaith dialogue. Number 4, social responsibility. As a civil society institution, they contribute to a culture of dialogue, for example, by awarding every year the so-called German Dialogue Prize to individuals and to institutions which have given a special contribution to intercultural and interreligion dialogue. And the people honored there are from the well-known strata in German society. Another example, the foundation of a human rights defenders organization, or programs, projects for the prevention of extremism. Culture, number 5, next to religion, society, culture. More than 60 cultural centers are named according to the great mystic Rumi. They offer spaces for adults, for kids to learn Arabic, to go Quranic schools, and so on. Also, Friday prayers are held since 2016 in those Rumi centers. Thirdly, what impact beyond? What impact beyond Germany? One is integration courses. And these integration courses show how much the Hizmet movement in Germany have become a valued part of the German society. These integration courses have started 2007, being organized by Hizmet, and they consist of two parts. On one hand, language courses, 600 units per language courses, ending with the test, and also 100 teaching courses live in Germany, also ending with the text. And both are then a condition for people having migrated to Germany, want to integrate to get a good job. And this expertise was first won from 2007, 2008 with Turkish originated migrants, but since then it is awarded to the target group is now refugees from Syria. Impact number two, time for help. Hizmet is involved in international development cooperation. First it was Kimse Yokmu in Turkey, later on refounded in Germany, close to Frankfurt, where I come from. Sister organizations in many other countries in Europe. And their finances are completely from donations, and they're working together with international partners in poor countries where they, with their partners, for example, build and maintain schools, orphanages, water wells, distribute food, open libraries, another example, acquiring sewage machines for vocational schools, and so on. Recipients are not discriminated. There are Muslims, there are Christians, there are Hindus, and so on. A third example, the Olympiads. First, it has started in 2003, the so-called International Turkish Language Olympiad. Participants 17 years. People who learn outside Turkey could be rewarded by this Olympiad for their effort. It was expanded then later on to the International Language and Culture Olympiad, being organized from Germany. First you have on different countries kept competitions, and then they come together to the final every year. This year, at the beginning of June in Stuttgart in the Porsche Arena. To conclude, the commitment of Hizmet in Germany is impressive and extraordinary. What motivates them? When I asked once a refugee from Syria, he said, a refugee from Turkey after 2016, he said, I was welcomed here, the German society helped me, and now I want to give back. I see two motives flowing into each other. One side, faith. Members of Hizmet strive for Allah Rizas, God's goodwill. Life is a spiritual journey. Man is not living alone, but in a community, and and should help his neighbors. And the other one is in worldly terms. Our societies need role models. Those who are successful should and can inspire others, and this is what Hizmet movement is standing for. So, my last sentence, if everyone would have this sense of community, the world definitely would be a better one. Thank you so much.